When a president speaks to the world, it's often the Secretary of State who delivers the message. They are America's voice abroad, the architect of alliances, the manager of crises, and the keeper of peace through diplomacy. From treaty tables to tense negotiations, the Secretary of State carries the weight of America's word. In this episode, we turn to one of the oldest and most prestigious cabinet positions, the Secretary of State, the nation's top diplomat. The Secretary of State serves as both strategist and statesman, managing America's foreign relations, representing the president overseas, and defending U.S. interests on the global stage. The Department of State was established in 1789, making it the first executive department in U.S. history. President George Washington appointed Thomas Jefferson as the first Secretary of State, and from the beginning the role carried enormous importance. Jefferson, a man of both philosophy and politics, helped define the United States' approach to diplomacy, advocating for independence from European power struggles while promoting trade and peace. Over time, the office became a cornerstone of American foreign policy, shaping not only how the nation engaged the world, but how it defined itself among global powers. Each Secretary of State has carried the same responsibility to promote American interests while preserving global order. The Secretary of State heads the Department of State, which manages more than 270 U.S. embassies, consulates, and missions worldwide. Their primary duties include advising the President on foreign policy, negotiating treaties and agreements with other nations, representing the U.S. at international organizations like the United Nations, protecting American citizens and businesses overseas, managing foreign aid, humanitarian assistance, and diplomatic relations. The Secretary of State is often the first to respond when global crises unfold, speaking for the nation before the world hears from the President. In an interconnected world, the Secretary of State's challenge is to balance diplomacy with deterrence, to use persuasion, not provocation, as America's first line of defense. Modern diplomacy now includes not only nations, but corporations, humanitarian organizations, and digital actors. Whether combating terrorism, addressing climate change, or negotiating trade, the Secretary of State must speak for both the government and the ideals it represents. The Secretary of State defines how the world sees America. They carry the nation's credibility. Every handshake, every press conference, every peace talk represents the American promise of democracy and leadership. When democracy succeeds, war becomes unnecessary. When it fails, the cost is often measured in lives and global instability. The office is a reminder that America's greatest strength is not only in its military power, but in its moral authority. The Secretary of State has stood as America's messenger to the world, sometimes celebrated, sometimes challenged, but always essential. It is an office built on persuasion, guided by principle, and driven by the pursuit of peace. This is Vex Knows, and this is the Power Behind the President series. Join me next time as we explore the Secretary of Defense, the civilian at the helm of war.